Hi guys, I'm Ryan Houston and welcome to my fly tying channel. This channel contains hundreds of different videos covering all manner of different patterns, techniques and styles of fly tying. There's something here to suit almost everybody, so hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, let's get on with the show. Okay, so we're going to do the front section of this fly. It's quite complicated. There's a number of different elements in it. So the first thing is that it has a rib, and the rib is going to be oval silver, so that's the first thing that needs tied in. And again, it's going to be tied in as we did the previous rib position, away from me and on the far side, so over towards you down there. So I'm going to tie this in. You can see I'm leaving the tag end of it at full length here, so that we don't end up with a step in it. And what we're going to do is to tie in the hackles with our silk. So the silk for the front section here is black, so I tend to take on a length double what I need, and I tie it across its middle, so I'm wrapping two thicknesses backwards all the time. The reason I do that is because a lot of the vintage flies that I took apart had quite thick silk used, and there wasn't a lot of attention paid to the underbodies. Now I think they were sort of using the thickness of the silk to sort of self-level. So these hackles on this have to start at the second rib. So I'm taking a couple of turns forward with my silk, and then I'm going to put on my hackle pliers onto the silk just to hold it by the weight of it. And this one is quite unusual in that it has two hackles. So there's both a red and a blue hackle. I've chosen them so that whenever I lay them beside each other and do this, that they're the same size. And we're going to lay that in on the top. And then use the silk, so you have to pull quite tightly on it to tie that in. So I'm going to tie that in here. I'm going to cut it off, but when you're cutting off things, when something still has to be wrapped behind, just in case it breaks, it's useful to leave the tag ends a little bit longer and then trim them properly once all's in place and nothing has slipped. Because if you happen to tie in your floss and then tie in your rib here, and then find that when you go to tie the hackles one of them breaks, that all of a sudden you have to take everything apart and start again, whereas with this you would be able to reuse these. So the first turn of rib comes up there behind the hackle. The second turn will come across the front of the hackle tie-in point, and then I'm going to put in 5 turns and tie in on the 6th. I still have a J hackle to go in front of this, so I need that little bit of room at front. Again, cut this off, but leaving a little bit of length, and then we're going to use these hackles here, and I'm going to try and double them between my fingers as I go. It's quite difficult to hold the two of them under tension. So what I tend to do is I get a turn on, and then I'll pinch and let these hackles here, the stalks of them, go loose. That'll allow them to orientate themselves. Whereas if I just hold on to them and wrap, they'll twist, and then they'll choose to lay whatever direction they feel like. So with each turn I'll put it on, stroke it back, pinch it against the body, very fiddly. So we come now to the front. I'm going to put on hackle pliers there, because what I want to do is to tie the red one on. I still want a couple of turns of blue because it calls for a blue hackle at the front as well. So I want to tie the red one in. There's a few fibres that look like they're sort of trapped. And then I want to cut that off. And then get a couple of turns of the blue hackle on before I tie it in and trim it off. Any hackle fibres got in a roll, I'll just trim them. And we trim off all of the bits and pieces that we had there, all of the tinsels, all of the silk, etc. Any bits of the hackle. And that is the front part of the body done. Now you'll notice I have not pulled all this down below. It's completely unnatural. It's not how a fly is fished. So you will see people stroke all the hackle down. Don't do it. Just pinch it or whatever to get it to lay back in line. Make it nice and sleek, but don't stroke it. Don't preen it down. So it's another bit of the fly tied, so hopefully you liked what you seen. If you did, give us a like, subscribe, check out the other videos in the channel. Until next time, tight lines, and thanks for watching.